desiring liberation for his forefathers or himself, should give charity to a Brahmana who adheres to impersonal monism, Jnana Nishta. In the absence of such an adult Brahmana, charity may be given to a Brahmana addicted to booty activities, karma kanda.
So Vishwanath Thakur in this verse is mentioned Jnana Nishtaya Deyani Kavyani Anantyam Ikshata. A person desiring liberation, Anantyam Ikshata, for his forefathers or himself should give charity to Brahmanas or who adheres to impersonal monism. In the absence of such an advanced Brahmana, charity must be given to Brahmana addicted to fruitive activities. Karma kanda. Vishwanath Thakur is saying, though those practicing pure bhakti should not perform karma, the devotees who are householders are included when discussing about karma and jnana. So example is given of Bharat and Amrish. So Bharat Maharaj and Amrish did perform their karma to preserve normal social standard because they did not obstruct their bhakti. So they will also perform some yajnas to the in the middle of the purport promises in pure devotional service there is not even pinch of jnana or service. Consequently, when Vaishnavas distribute charity, they do not need to find a Brahmana performing the activities of jnana kanda or karma kanda. So Prabhupada gives the example of Advaita Acharya. How when he performed Shraddha, so who he gave the Shraddha Patra to? Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur mentioned, why are you giving to me? He said, you are the best, most suitable candidate. So that Prabhupada is mentioning. So Vaishnavas offer charity based on devotion, on the normal social constraints which are prevalent in Varnashram. That is being mentioned. Prabhupada again further says, a Vaishnava is in a higher position than a Jnani and therefore Advaita Acharya selected Haridas Thakur to be the person to accept his charity. Like Madhav Karro was mentioning, Yoginam Api Sarvesham. So that verse, he was quoting Ramanujacharya. He was saying that Ramanujacharya says, that verse says, among yogis, Bhakti Yogi is the best. So he's saying, you should read the translation as, beyond all yogis, Bhakti Yogi is the best. Not among all yogis. Because the Bhakti Yogis are different grade only. They are not ordinary yogis. They are another grade. So that's what it's mentioned. They are not like any yogi. They are special yogis. They are special grade yogis. So therefore, Bhakti makes special. And Jnana Kandis, in accordance with evidence in the Shastra, an example set by Advaita Acharya, he prasad to devotee. And another Brahmana, he also starts dancing. So, and he asks, who are you? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks. I think there are Brahmanas. So then he says, I am coming from this and this. And so then he said, how come you are dancing so ecstatically? He said, once Madhavendra Puri came and he initiated me. He was a lower class Brahmin. I think Sanodaya or something. So then he said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yeah, I understood. There must be some connection with Madhavendra Puri. Otherwise this ecstasy will not be visible. So then he says, but when he came to Vrindavan, I fed him and he took everything at my house, etc. So then he says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let me arrange some bhoga for you so that Balabhadra Bhattacharya can cook. Culture, something of not eating from such. I can do some. So very few. Those who are actually into Vaishnavism or something.
Local Indians.
So I am saying, I don't think it's to do with that. We actually there is a Baki Bihari temple. It's only a small wooden thing with photo, and Radha Vallabh temple is also there, and Bhakti temple is also there.
It's coming in my mind because I saw that there is the photo of so many Vaishnavas of Isabella Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Vishal Prabhupada, Gyan Swami Prabhupada. So in connection with Dinapalus, to connect Prabhupada in White Vishal temple is excellent.
I don't know. Anybody wants to share? You can ask Gauranga. I personally I feel it's more of, say, because it's an ISKCON temple, Krishna Balaram, and we have like it's not rather than very manifestation of Radha Shyam Sundar, like that I feel. And for your information, actually the Radha Vrindavan Bihari temple manifesting was also more of Gauranga design. So when we were here for the first two batches and our batch also, when we came there was no temple. Our temple was on top. This was our temple. Gold with our deities we had, small traveling deities. So we used to have our temple there. And but at one point Gauranga told, I think to make them stay here because the services were so heavy. Most of the services were very heavy. So probably felt devotees will not stay here now. There was no deities or services related to deities. Because Gaurmita we did not have like that elaborate offering. We just have one morning and evening something. And only Mangal Aarti during the day nobody will ever come there. So hot. Nobody will ever dare to go in summer. So Gaurmita only everyone will be busy. It's not that they want to be hot. It will be hot in everywhere, in all over zeal, in the side of it. So then Prabhuji's desire was to have this, and he told Maharaj. Maharaj said, okay. I think Maharaj had dream of having Mother Mohan temple. He never told us. So I'm just saying it is like, we don't know what is going on in.
Maharaj made a very nice influence by Mother Mohan temple.
Yeah, that is clearly visible because if you read his book and how he was staying in Vrindavan, that was the most prominent temple. He would sleep on the bank of Yamuna and he would feel the first sight would be Mother Mohan temple. He was very much connected. And there's whole that thing, Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, and that time Maharaj was roaming around, so they had a lot of conversation also near Mother Mohan temple. So like that was very, very common. I don't know. You can maybe ask them. I don't know what you're trying to give. Some devotees were saying, Mother Mohan temple hai, Gopinath is there, Govind Dev Ji also should manifest. But then some said, now Govind Dev Ji manifested in Thane. So everyone has their own opinions.
But here Govinda temple is very nicely built.
Yeah, it's very nicely, but they were saying, why not deities? You should be rather Govind Dev Ji deities also. They don't know who is already so much seva to temple and Devarshi service. Personally, I feel it's difficult to understand the heart of Vaishnavas. We just have to align with whatever their desires are, and if you ask too many things, then you may end up in more service.
I have seen that there was another Prabhupada kitchen, there is a gallery of Prabhupada. Connected to Prabhupada, but not
What I can think of is like these are prominent places which are connecting, which are our acharyas are connected to, and they were not very, even in Vrindavan when you go, they were not so accessible to maybe devotees. But now, connecting with your point, I think even Krishna Balaram temple is now very inaccessible because it's so crowded. Any time of the year you go, so crowded. There's no space only. Kartik, if you go, there's no space to go for Mangalarti also. You cannot enter also temple. So in that mode, maybe we can have. But see, it's like if you make, then they will say make deities. But there is no end. You say there's temple, then they will say why only photograph? Why not deities? So then there is that. So everyone has their own opinion.
Plus, I just say that I'm something missing Krishna Bhagavan.
Yes.
Forest in Vrindavan, forest का राजा king है किसने बोला? सुपर किसने?
I don't know. Okay. So yeah, the point was we have to align with the recent Acharya. What principles or what is Acharya or Mahajan, how they observe a certain principle. So that should become the benchmark to follow the instruction in our life. Okay, next, third verse, translation.
Okay. During the period of offering oblation to the demigods, one should invite only 2 brahmanas, and while offering oblation to the forefathers, one may invite 3 brahmanas, or in either case, only 1 brahmana will suffice. Even though one is very popular, he should not endeavor to invite more brahmanas or make various expensive arrangements on those occasions.
ठीक है ना? 2, 3 या 1 बहुत है. 1 brahmana will suffice. Even though one is very opulent. कोई पूछेगा नहीं ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हो? So मैं told 50, I call 50 brahmanas. I call all batch. Why only one? Again. So let's see why. Prabhupada says in purport. So Haridas Thakur was invited by Advaita Acharya. Name Bhaktas Chaturvedi Mad Bhakta Shwapachapri. It is not necessary that one become very expert in Vedic knowledge before he can become my Bhakta. Even if one is born in a family of dog eaters, Shwapachapri, he can become my devotee and be very dear to me, in spite of having taken birth in such. Prabhupada says, following this principle, one should invite a first-class Brahmana or Vaishnava, a realized soul, and feed him while observing the Shraddha ceremony to offer oblations to one's forefathers. So, in life, we discussed this earlier also, all the principles become lively or practical to us when we see an example in front of us who is applying those principles in their lives. Otherwise, it is very, very theoretical or superficial. But when we see some living example, then we get hope of the practicality of the principle. So that Prabhupada is again giving example of, Advaita Acharya calling Haridas Thakur. Because one may say, Are Shastras to say is different thing. How you are saying that you should only call a Vaishnava and things like that. But there are great devotees who followed this principle. So why only call one Brahmana? That is meant. The explanation is given in the next verse, 4th verse. Let's go.
If one arranges to feed many brahmanas or relatives during the Shraddha ceremony, there will be discrepancies in the time, place, respectability and ingredients, the person to be worshipped and the method of offering worship.
Okay. So you may feed many, but कोई नाराज हो जाएगा या किसी को कुछ कम मिलेगा. Like that day we went to Prabhuji's house, Krishna Bihari Prabhu. So then he was distributing keychains. So he gave me one. Somehow something came. I remember. Shri Radha came. So then another devotee was there. He got something else. he was saying if I can also get Shilada. So I gave mine to him. So then Prabhuji searched and found another one. So it's in Vaishnav community generally devotees will not be feeling like some discrepancy, but there's all without even wanting, there will be unknowingly time, place, and circumstance. So there will be disturbances.
Then comes on the class.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. So even King Nega. So he gave a Brahmana house, and one cow from his lord went to some other lord, and he gave that lot of cows to another Brahman. So they started fighting. नहीं मेरी गाय है, वो बोला नहीं मेरी गाय है. So the boat went to the king. He said, "You gave me this cow," but then he said, "You gave me also this cow." So king did not realize when he gave this set of cows to this Brahmana, one cow went into the other herd, and he gave that herd to other Brahmana. So both are fighting. So they got so angry they cursed him, and he becomes a lizard.
The king said that the owner of the cow first one, I will give you more.
I will give you more
Nice cow.
much fatter cow. Read this way. Important. You may just overlook someone and they may feel offended or disrespected, and then rather because all these occasions are to get blessings, but instead of getting blessings, you may get someone's heartburness or neglect and things like that. So that may lead to the whole process getting nullified. Next number 5.
When one gets the opportunity of a suitable auspicious time and place, one should with love offer food prepared with ghee to the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then offer the prasada to a suitable person, the Vaishnava or Brahmana. This will be the cause of everlasting prosperity.
Yes, Guru, you
But I think it is also general principle. Even the discrepancy is very valuable and this like there are because it is like another.
Yeah. Anyways, this is talked more from a Varnashram principle only for a Brahmana. But still, as what is being mentioned is as per one's capacity one should try to serve, not
But it is mentioned here, even if one is opulent,
yeah. Still,
still one Brahman.
yeah.
So that's why I am telling that it is not like actually in devotional's perspective.
Yes, Guru.
But to sometimes it may happen that in some portions they invite a lot of devotionals. But there is some discrepancies of respecting their hospitality. So in that case, it's also right to invite some devotionals and give them for the hospitality, then inviting others more and make a very different situation from that.
Yeah. Actually, in the next verse is mentioned, just we'll try to see in the context. Desh kale cha samprapte muni annam hari devatam shraddhaya vidhavat patre nyastam kamadu akshan. So when desh kale cha samprapte, suitable time and place, one should with love offer food prepared with ghee to the Lord, deity, and then offer the prasad to suitable person, Vaishnava Brahman. This will be the cause of everlasting prosperity. So, I think both are okay, but I'll just say, I just remembered one past time in Chetan Leela. So when I think Advaita Acharya in Jagannath Puri, he calls Mahaprabhu, and there were other sannyasis also supposed to come, but Advaita Acharya wanted only Mahaprabhu to come. So suddenly it started raining. Chaitanya Bhagavat, it started raining heavy. So no other, everyone thought it's raining so heavily and it's so windy and everything, so nobody could come. But on the path where Mahaprabhu was, there was no rain or very less rain. So Mahaprabhu could come. So Advaita Acharya's desire to serve Mahaprabhu only exclusively was facilitated through even nature. So that fast. So I'm just saying that sometimes somebody may, it's to heart's content one can serve if there is, otherwise then there is, because one has limited focus, time and energy, so it can get divided. So when there is one or few, then it's easier to do that point. Is also applicable. So from that perspective, can we see also. Yeah. And another principle is Vaishnavas may not mind. Vaishnavas will not take it to heart. But sometimes the followers of Vaishnava may take it to heart. or sometimes if they are very high devotees, then Lord may take it to heart also. If both are not given equal thing. So that is, sometimes I have heard and observed also many times there are no issues with Vaishnavas, but there are issues with the followers. Because follower thinks that this is like that also happens. So to avoid that also point. Sometimes Vaishnava, because those who are pure at heart and they are elevated, for them they are not expecting honor or respect or things like that. They are above it. So for them it doesn't, they don't mind or they don't feel anything like that. But sometimes those who are seeing or observing, they may not be of that stature and they think, oh, aisa ki kiya, mere something, so it becomes like that. That is also there. So basically point is, one should be sensitive. Vaishnavism means one becomes very, very sensitive to feeling or the heart. One should become sensitive and understand the nuances of Vaishnava culture. Like I told that, I think story earlier, comes in Maharaj's, that he was in Vrindavan and then there were some local Rajvasis and there was one camera. I told na, so that camera में एक ही वो था film. They said हमारा photo लो. So Maharaj, he just made a noise only and pretended that he took a photo, but he did not take. And later that sadhu, he came and he was so upset. He said, how can you do like this? This is not Vaishnavism. You are cheating, pretending. So then we understand that externally it may be a very small thing. It's a very small thing only, ना मतलब फोटो ही तो नहीं किया, क्या बड़ी बात? आजकल के ज़माने में some people are constantly clicking photos only, and some are oblivious to photos, whatever. So, but for some, it's not about photo, but it's how you direct with him or just so we have to understand who likes what and sensitivity. Okay, next verse. What should be our attitude towards demigods and Brahman? brahmanas. That's mentioned in the next verse. Yes, Prabhu.
One should offer prasada to demigods, the saintly persons, one's forefathers, the people in general, one's family members, one's relatives, and one's friends, seeing them all as devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay. Basically, this is being talked about brahmanas, so how they deal with prasad to devatas, saintly persons, forefathers, people in general, everyone, relatives, friends, seeing them all as devotees of God. Prabhupada says, even in feeding the poor, one should distribute prasad. In Kali Yuga, there is scarcity of food almost every year, and thus philanthropists spend lavishly to feed the poor. For this, they invent the term Daridra Narayan Seva. This is prohibited. One should distribute sumptuous prasad, considering everyone a part of Supreme Lord, but one should not juggle words to make a poor man Narayan. The Prabhupada is very heavy against this. Daridra Narayan, Daridra Narayan. Narayan is Narayan. You may give serve the Daridra by giving him prasad and giving an opportunity to elevate his hunger physically, and also by getting prasad, he will get spiritual nourishment also. So those aspects Prabhupada is very, very because this is where Maya seed or Maya Mad is installed. So therefore Prabhupada is very heavy. Prabhupada says Mayavadi Bhashya Sunile Hare Sarvanash. That also Prabhupada is good. Okay, next.
Text 7. A person fully aware of religious principle should never offer anything like meat, eggs or fish in the Snarka ceremony, and even if one is a Kshatriya, he himself should not eat such things. When suitable food prepared with ghee is offered to saintly persons, the function is pleasing to the forefathers and the Supreme Lord, who are never pleased when animals are killed in the name of sacrifice.
Okay, so it's Shastra specifically mentioning this point, and here Narad Muni telling to Vishnu Maharaj shows that some people were misappropriating or telling that you can offer all this fish, eggs, etc. meat, but he's saying no. Something which is offerable to Lord, and then that is offered as prasad. These items cannot be offered to Lord. So how it can be then prasad which will satisfy the Lord? So that because are never pleased when animals are killed in the name of sacrifice. So that principle is confirmed, reiterated. Next.
Person who want to advance in superior religion are advised to give up all envy of other living entities, whether in relationship to the body, words, or mind. There is no religion superior.
नेता दृशा परो धर्मो न्याम सद्धर्म इच्छताम न्यासो दंडस्य भूतेषु मनो वा कायस्य कायजस्य च so na ita idrisha never paro dharma, there is superior religion, then what? Ninam sat dharma ichchatam, for persons Nyaso dandasya bhutesu, giving up dandasya, the tendency to cause harm to others. Danda, envy, here Prabhupada says envy, trouble because of envy. Mano va kaya, with one's mind, words and one's body. So there is no religion superior to this. Okay. So one example can be seen. So others are following dharma but not friendly to others. So in the 8th canto we will see when Samundar Manthan episode happens, when Mother Lakshmi comes out. So then she comes out with Varmala and she is looking for suitable candidate. And you know what is one thing which she observes? It will come in there. So it says. So she is looking and she sees that no one there is free from envy. This, all the Devtas were also there, Asuras were also there, everyone was there, eager that they will get Dharma. But she says there is no one who is like suitable candidate for her because everyone has been having fault. There is no one who is free of fault. Then finally, Ajita as Lord Vishnu, he is free of fault, and then she puts Varmana on. So in this world, it first mentioned that there is no superior religion than being free of envy. Another aspect is from the previous verse also, ahimsa is not the goal but a tool to attain goal to please Lord. Ahimsa is not our goal. Like for some people, some religions or sects, ahimsa is the goal. But for us, ahimsa is a tool to attain goal to please Lord. So because Krishna is pleased by ahimsa, so therefore we follow the principle of ahimsa. Not that we want to be known as a ahimsavati. We want to be known as Krishna's devotee. Krishna is pleased, so therefore we follow ahimsa. So we are not vegetarians, we are Krishnatarian.
Yes, one verse also is there in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And there is not so much like problem in eating fish. But actually who wants to advance in spiritual life, they should avoid what they are advancing. That's why sometimes it is also recommended sometimes.
It came here apata dharma mein. Some words should have come that the reading mein aaya hoga in this section only, that even if here or I think 11th canto it comes, even if there is nothing to eat, and to survive one has to kill an animal and it he can do. To survive and eat. Came, here came somewhere? Yeah, so I swear I remember these words were worked also somewhere. It comes in this section, you will die. Huh? Yes, sir.
This is what about in one of the things said same situation. The importance of practicing the bhakti and pleasing the Lord. So if you don't have anything to eat over there, just eat and drink wine, but perform bhakti and do your duty of standing on the goddess. Because that's what they will there in cool areas. Do it. But your main focus is to yes, no availability is
Okay, na? Any objection? No objection, na? Yeah, later you will come and tell me, yes,
So what is your
What is my, I have no opinion. He is saying some senior, Prabhupada told me some senior devotees. Yeah. So principle is, we have, what Prabhupada is saying is, we have to keep that as the primemost focus. So if there is, see, honesty is required. Ultimately, it's about honesty. It's not about saying that this is allowed, this is not allowed. It's mentioning if that is your focus and goal, and to survive and to work on your goals, nothing is there, then you can take recourse to that also, to go and it's honesty, not just
but in the beginning, like we are also habituated now our previous life, and we are in the beginning contaminated. And when there is some opportunity, we will take it for granted.
So therefore,
This honesty what we mentioned.
which instruction is meant for you, we have to understand. This instruction is not meant for that sadhaka. It's already mentioned those who have that goal. So sadhaka, neophyte, he has no fixed goal only. He is still protecting platform. that instruction is not meant for him. The instruction we are discussing is meant for those who has already fixed his thing, and then he can take that instruction meant for that person. But for one who is sadhaka, or that instruction is not meant for him. He has to follow this only. Give up, restrain, all that. The instruction is applicable to certain audience or class of people.
Probably, this is the devotee those who are preaching in the North Pole, where there is no vegetation. And Prabhupada said there, since you have nothing to eat, you preach eating meat. That's allowed. Otherwise, it's prohibited. Because North Pole you don't. So ultimately, it's the devotee's choice there to go there, eat meat and preach, or not to preach. And the preaching is the essence basically of Prabhupada. So that is all that clarification, time, place, and circumstances we have to see. And definitely not otherwise, in other places, not to be.
Yeah, and see, the point which Guruji is making is, if that devotee leaves Nagpur and comes to Mayapur for a festival, he will not be inclined to eat meat. He is just eating, for him eating meat is an austerity. It's not out of some sensual pleasure that he is eating. You understand, there's a difference, a lot of difference, isn't it? So it's like doing an activity as an austerity will be purifying. Under that situation, but when he gets suitable opportunity, he is not willing to, and he is very compliant.
Another same question pertained to another devotee asked whether that person, the devotee who is eating the meat, does it get offered to the Lord? He is offering to the Lord or not? That's a questionable, debatable. Officially he cannot offer anywhere. And he is eating, but ultimately you do anything but preach. That's what it is.
I feel mentally he can offer also, no problem. Lord can accept anything. For Lord there is no prohibition. Yes. So first we take Guru, then Guru. Yes.
Jagannatha Maharaj was in the Rath, and he saw that one lady, in one hand he had meat, and he was in a gut hesitation whether I should go and touch the Jagannath's Rath, because I am already polluted, what can I do? So Maharaj came to her and said that you keep the meat here, I am checking it, you go, pull the Rath and come back. And for that time I am keeping it intact, no thoughts of it. So the lady went there and pulled out, gave thanks to Maharaj, and again took the meat, went away. So he was protecting the meat just for giving an opportunity to pull the Rath. I was just remembering incident.
Yes.
Guruji, I have question regarding personal age.
First number?
Age.
Eight.
About non-activities. So, as we are practicing spiritual knowledge and devotion, as we are practicing spiritual knowledge, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, which is meant for those who are Paramanima Saranam Sata. So in practicing devotional celebration or associated with devotees like devotees villages or about free from enviness. So how can we also cultivate that mode? Free from enviness and practically. Why this enviness come in my mind? Myself from this enviness. Nothing to say others, even to devotees.
Yes, anyone would like to help? We discuss. Next slide. This is a list, it's coming. How to be free of, there's a whole section. How to be free of lust, how to be free of envy, how to be free of anger. So Guruji is saying the answer is coming ahead. So we'll see the answer. What Bhagavatam says. And then maybe we will discuss there. Okay, everyone is satisfied? We go ahead? Okay. Ultimately, all of you should be satisfied, otherwise, I may be, Krishna will say, right? Will not satisfy all the Vaishnavas, no good use.
Not only when spiritual abstinence increase, the more one hears, his realness increase.
You are not satisfied with what?
Actually,
See,
we are reading from scriptures, but practical application. How can we actually?
yes. Let's see ahead. Those verses come. Let's see what Prabhupada says.
Shortly.
Yeah, it will come shortly. Next verses में आ रहा है वो. See, I don't know anything, man. तो व्यक्ति भागवत को बुलाना पड़ेगा ना. Wait. Bhakti Bhagavad ko बुलाया. Ask some of the Bhakti Bhagavats here. Nobody is answering. Here some Vaishnavas are sitting. Okay, next text number 9.
Because of an awakening of spiritual knowledge, those who are intelligent in regard to sacrifice, who are actually aware of religious principles, and who are free from material desires, control the self in the fire of spiritual knowledge or knowledge of the absolute truth. They may give up the process of ritualistic ceremonies.
So sacrifice performed in Krishna consciousness is better than mere sacrifice of possessions. Somebody may say, oh, some people are told as danveer. They sacrifice their possessions, their riches and things like that. Even Karna is mentioned as danveer Karna. But he may be from the moral point of view a very accomplished. But from devotional point of view he is condemned because he did not follow Krishna's instructions, or he even offended Vaishnavas like Pandavas, etc. So sacrifice performed in Krishna consciousness is better than mere sacrifice of possessions. So in this world, when we take to bhakti, people will give all kind of reasoning. अरे यार कुछ माता पिता के बारे में सोचो, कुछ ये करो वो करो, समाज में ऐसा करना चाहिए. They will give all kind of reasoning why you should not perform bhakti. All kinds of moral things, this that. वो वैसे तो वो कुछ भी follow नहीं करेंगे उसमें से. They will give all reasoning. You should follow like this. You should like this. But they don't understand that if a person is sincere practitioner of Krishna consciousness, whatever he does to serve and please the Lord, that is much higher level of sacrifice than mere sacrifice of things of this world, possessions of this world and things like that. So that principle people don't understand. Like one relative long time back when they understood that I am kind of practicing Krishna consciousness. So he was rich coming from Marwadi, rich family, Agarwal. And so then he was saying, "Arey, ye kya bhakti?" He was debating with me. He's saying, "Soham." ठीक है, सोहम is good, but your सोहम का कुछ is my parents' age, so I did not want to argue. My cousin's wife's father. तो मैंने ठीक है, आप जो बोल रहे हो सब सही है. But I did not say anything. I was just, I don't want to get into argument. So then, but if they see their lifestyle, they're drinking also, they're smoking also, and they're saying soham. I was thinking it's all very farce kind of exhibition, and people will portray as if we are doing such great things. If now also they do some Ganpati Utsav, such grand scale and this and that, when my parents will tell us they did it so nicely and this and that. It's all, at least they're doing something which is appreciable, but it is from spiritual point of view, nothing. It's zero value, no value. What is it, spiritual value in that? It's just, most of the time people are performing so many we should see our heart also, and I'm just saying from that perspective, whether I'm doing it to just make a show or just to actually please the Lord. Because outside world mein mostly it's to make a show only, propaganda or show off or things like that. That I am great at performing this, or I have this, things like that. There was this bhajan in Maharashtra. Deva, 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 but तुमसे बढ़कर कौन? और इसके आगे can explain? भक्त जनों में हमसे बढ़कर कौन? There was this, I heard a long time back, that Gulshan, huh? अरे ये वो sung by Gulshan, मतलब T series का जो owner था ना, T series very famous that time, cassette was coming, उसका owner, he was known as very devotional or something like that, and he sang this. It was very famous that time. हाँ, मतलब अभी तो I don't see, there are so many flavors. That time it was like a very so, but there also the mood is, oh, you are very great, but my bhakti or my following is also, there is no one greater than me. That is anti-devotional thought. Thinking that I am the best devotee is, that itself is a devotee never thinks I am best. He thinks I am just doing something which is, I don't know how Krishna is accepting. Our acharyas say that what is Krishnadas Devaraj Goswami saying on the contrary? He is saying, so he is saying, Jagai Madai से भी मैं तो डरा हूँ, मैं तो कीट in school, because ये क्या हो गया? What is this? That is the mood of our. We should understand what caliber of thought or understanding or absorption in spirituality or acharyas are giving us, which is hard to be found. What to speak of understood. People in this world will not even appreciate or understand. They will not even find what to understand. If you speak like this, people will say he's gone some inferiority complex or उसको पागल हो गए. He's gone some mad. So that is next text number 10.
Upon seeing the person engaged in performing the sacrifice, animals meant to be sacrificed are extremely afraid, thinking, this merciless performer of sacrifices, being ignorant of purpose of sacrifice and being most satisfied by killing others, will surely kill us.
So thought of animal who is sacrificed in yajna, his thought is also mentioned in this. He is thinking, अरे कितना merciless है, मेरे को अभी sacrifice कर देगा. So then Prabhupada is talking about slaughterhouses. Thou shalt not kill, etc. Prabhupada last line says, unless one is merciless, one cannot sacrifice animals, either in the name of religion or for food. Merciless. So mercy factor has to be cultivated. You have to learn this factor of mercy. And one of the four pillars of religion, there is there. So that aspect has to be cultivated. Next.
Therefore, day by day, one who is actually aware of religious principle and is not heinously envious of poor animals should happily perform daily sacrifices, and those for certain occasions with whatever food is available easily by the grace of the Lord.
So if you see tasmat devopannena muni anenapi dharmavid santushto word is correct. Santushto har kurya nitya naimittika kriya. So this quality is very important. Santushto, Prabhupada translates as, if you see in the words, Santushto in word to word, Prabhupada says very happily, should happily perform daily sacrifice. So unless one is Santushto, one cannot be peaceful, and without peace there is no scope for happiness. We see in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna telling. So this aspect of Vishwanath Thakur says this word Santushto means does not commit violence to animals. So this is also like, as you understand, for Brahmanas, Santushta or being Santushta means what? Satisfaction. So satisfaction is a very important quality. And for Vaishnavas also. Vaishnavas already are Brahmanas. So Vaishnavas also need to be satisfied. So this is very critical. If one is not satisfied, then he is always agitated. So one, if he is satisfied, then he will. Satisfied means so somebody may ask, प्रभु जी के मन में शायद क्वेश्चन आ रहा होगा ऐसा, and question may come that it appeared suddenly as if I saw him and it appeared to me that some question is coming in his mouth or so the question may arise that अरे हम भक्ति ठीक से नहीं कर रहे तो satisfaction कैसे है? We still have so many bad qualities or things like that. So satisfaction should not be in our performance of devotional service. Satisfaction should be we are privileged, fortunate to get an opportunity to perform devotional service. You understand the difference? You understand? So it's not satisfaction in my ability or how I am performing devotional service. Satisfaction in the fact that I am getting an opportunity to perform devotional service, which is a rarity. So, despite whatever may be my standard of performance of devotional service, at least I am getting an opportunity. That should be satisfying. My standards may be low, high, or whatever. I have to work and improve and do the thing to take shelter of Krishna, but I should be satisfied that today I got another day to take darshan of Radha Vrindavan Bihari. I got another day to honor the Charanamrit of Lord. Today I got another day to dance in Guru Puja. Today I got another day to honor Prasad with devotees. Today I got another day to read Bhagavatam in association of devotees. Continues. So many things. Today I got another day to sing in Kirtan to devotees. And I am getting so many days, and today was another day. So I should be so satisfied that I got that opportunity. How I did it, that is another part. But at least I got that opportunity.
You are pouring out your heart.
I don't know what I am pouring out, but I am just telling something. Yes.
Yes.
you mentioned about regarding the satisfaction.
Yes.
In one of the Bhagavad class which I heard about from the Chanakya says about yes, we should be satisfied, but three things, but one should never be satisfied with three things. One should be satisfied with one's wife, particularly which is running here,
Yeah.
and food. Even for Brahmacharya also not anchored here, as we learned in the previous chapters. And what is one? Heart and money. Heart and money. Not too much hankering for more money. But one should never be satisfied with three things. One's study of scripture, chanting of the holy name, and charity. And these three things belongs to the Brahmana, Yajan, Yajan, Padam, Padam.
Charity.
Study, chanting, and charity.
Charity.
Charity. So one should not be.
Matlab one should not feel that I have given enough. I can give more. I can give more. Correct, na?
Very nice.
So three things. One should be satisfied with one's wife, one's wealth, hard-earned wealth, and food, whatever one gets. Amazing. And one should not be satisfied with the study of scriptures, chanting, and the charity. It's very, very nice. Huh?
Charity means receiving donation giving. Prabhu said about doesn't Brahmanas are receiving.
It's one of the aspects of
Whatever you are studying, you have that is charity. One being charity to other people. Person charity, they have to give the money. They have to give to our knowledge, what you are studying. Every day you are sharing all of us. You are give us.
Thank you.
yeah. So basically, we have whatever we have to share with others, and we should feel that we should not be satisfied. They can do more. So, thank you. Kirti Krishna Puri. Lord Kapila says one should worship me with articles obtained with minimal violence. In Kapila's teaching, Prabhupada also mentioning the purport that one who reaches this stage performs the Archana procedure devotional service. Anyone, whether a Grahastha or Sannyasi, can keep small deities of Lord, suitably packed or if possible installed, and thus worship deities of Radha Krishna, Sitaram, Lakshmi Narayan, Lord Jagannath or Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by offering food prepared in ghee and then offering the sanctified prasad to forefathers, demigods, living entities, as a matter of routine daily work. All the centers of our Krishna consciousness have daily worship program very nicely going on, in which food is offered. So, point is, Prabhupada is saying, can keep small deities, but whatever you can manage with minimal violence or minimal. So I will tell you, like, you have to, there is the story of Raghav Pandit. You know which story I am talking about? And then Raghavara Chali is there, but another aspect. What was he famous for? Huh? What purity? Yeah. So basically he was very, when he would make offerings to his deities or Lord, then best quality. So once he gets the coconuts, which are, he had in his own garden he had coconut trees, but he brought coconuts from long distance to be offered because they were of greater, quality and things like that. But then when the person who brought, he touched the hand to the chocolate and touched, and he said it gets contaminated and he throws it. So both principles are there. For deities, you try to offer the best. but then it has to be also managed with this principle also. Best, but at the same time with least violence, which can be easily obtained. Like in 11th canto, we will see when Lord Krishna is telling to Uddhavji, so there also it's mentioned, Lord likes the best offering which is grown by oneself, harvested by oneself, cooked by oneself, everything if it is done, then that is the best offering, because you from start to end it's done with love and devotion. It will take some effort, but then that is the best offering, which is grown, harvested, cooked, offered, etc. So that means which is locally available or which can be locally that is there. So one has to time, place and circumstance also. Okay. What is the time? 4:25. Okay. 12 to 21 is talking about irreligions to be avoided. What are the different irreligions to be avoided? Okay. Yes, bro.
There are 5 branches of irreligion, appropriately known as irreligion, vidharma, religious principle for which one is unfit, paradharma, pretentious religion, abhasa, analogical religion, upadharma, and cheating religion, chaladharma. One who is aware of real religious life must abandon these 5 irreligious.
So 5 irreligions are irreligion, vidharma, then paradharma, religious principle for which one is unfit, others dharma. One is unfit, it's not his dharma, but he takes, that is also irreligion. Abhasa, pretentious religion, just for the sake of doing, without actually getting into it. And 4th is upadharma, analogical religion. Analogical religion क्या होता है? ठीक है. And chaladharma, cheating religion. So pretentious and cheating. Prabhupada is saying any religious principle opposed to the principle of surrendering to the lotus feet of Lord are to be considered religious principles of irregularity or cheating, and one who is actually interested in religion must give them. Upadharma can also mean, where Prabhupada is saying, anybody knows what analogical religion means? What I understand from Upadharma is when you have something higher and you still follow something lesser. So that can be under Upadharma. What I understand. Okay. Concocted dharma by other person.
Created by your proud person who opposes daily.
Okay.
So that will be like that, taking the comfortable things and avoiding what is not.
Yeah, that is part of it. Concoction means that only. Except what is you feel right. Okay, next 13, dharma bhavo. Yes.
Religious principles that obstruct one from following his own religion are called vidharma. Religious principles introduced by others are called paradharma. A new type of religion created by one who is falsely proud and who opposes the principles of Vedas are called upadharma. And interpretation by one's jewelry of words is called chaladharma.
Yes, so more clear definitions are mentioned here. So religious principles obstruct one from following his own religion. That's vidharma. Religious principles introduced by others are called paradharma. Others. A new type of religion created by one who is falsely proud. There may be less difference between paradharma and upadharma. Almost same. By others, and this is also created by others who are falsely proud. Whose principle of ethics opposes any interpretation and interpretation of a degree of world is called jhar. Prabhupada says very clearly what in essence a religion is. To create a new type of dharma has become fashionable in this age. So-called Swamis and Yogis support that one may follow any type of religious system according to one's own choice. Yato mat, tato pat. Because all systems are ultimately the same. But Prabhupada is saying, Sarva Dharman Parityaya, Krishna is telling, and in 6th canto, Ajaman's deliverance is mentioned, Dharmam tu Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. These two Prabhupada is mentioned. So Srila Prabhupada making it clear that system which does not invoke surrender to lotus feet of Lord is irreligion. Ultimate goal, if it is not taking one to that, then it is irreligion. Savya Pumsa Parodharma. And Prabhupada is then saying, anything opposed to religious system of progressive Krishna consciousness is called Vidharma, Paradharma, Upadharma or Shaladharma. Misinterpretation of Bhagavad Gita is called Shaladharma. Like that. Next.
A pretentious religious system manufactured by one who willfully neglects the prescribed duties of his order of life is called abhasa, a dim reflection or false similarity. But if one performs the prescribed duties for his particular ashrama or varna, why are they not sufficient to mitigate all material distresses?
Yeah, so Abhas is explained separately. One does not follow one's own prescribed duties. And then it's mentioned that if Swabhava Vihito Dharma Kasya Neshtha Prashantaye. In this world we see people are generally captivated by the externals, how others are getting flourished, and I will also do similar to get flourish. That's what it's all. Social media is also about that only. I did this and I got. So now you also do like this. 5 ways to excel in this, 2 ways to do like this, 7 ways to do like that. It's all filled with that only. But Shastric way is different. It is telling better you follow your own. It may take time, but it will lead you to perfection. So if one does not lose focus and perform Swadharma, one's success is guaranteed. Prabhupada says one should focus upon destination for progress, which is to become Krishna consciousness. This is the aim and end of all varnas and ashram. Okay. So the real aim of life is to mitigate distress, and one can do this very easily by following the principle of Shastra, the last line of our book. So if we know the real aim, then we can very easily follow the principle of Shastra. Okay, next.
Even if a man is poor, he should not endeavor to improve his economic condition just to maintain his body and soul together or to become a famous religionist. Just as a great python, although lying in one place, not endeavoring for its livelihood, gets the food it needs to maintain the body and soul, one who is desireless also obtains his livelihood without endeavor.
This is a very heavy thing. To read is easy, to speak is also easy. I remember I was going in train. I don't know from where I was, from Pargar I was going, or from Mira Road I was coming to Pargar or Nanu, I think. So I met that Prabhuji. What Prabhuji who has his cart, sells foods or something. In ancient devotee, he comes for Lakshmi Narayan Seva. हाँ? आप भी थे क्या थे मेरे साथ? You were in train. आप भी थे ना? हाँ. So he is na. He's a very मतलब he's like ठेले वाला. हाँ. He's like I don't know. I have seen him for many years since we were in BT and things like that. He's seen from childhood. So, but matlab, his life is like hand to mouth. Whatever he sells, but every Sunday I remember he would come from Mira Road or wherever. Mira Road se. Now I think he said from Mira Road he shifted to Virar or Vasai somewhere. So then once I saw him also. I went to hospital and I saw he was taking his trailer. So that day when he was speaking to me, he's now very old also. I think now, very old. So I could feel in his voice, and because many times I think he could not attend the yatras because he did not have money, and it's very difficult seva in the sun, is all weathers, the sun and rains and things like that. So to do and follow this principle, even if a man is poor, he should not endeavor to improve his economic condition. So in society of Vaishnavas, this is my thing. Sometimes we should be so mindful because we take certain things very much granted and we assume that to have this or to use this is very normal. And by having that kind of attitude, it creates certain impressions on those who don't have that kind of facility. Understand? Right? So they also feel that I should have that facility also. So it's a very so he's saying you preach. So sharing Krishna consciousness is for everyone, but then in which context or where you will bring, that has to be properly managed. So that doesn't create friction or unnecessary thing like that. Kids will look more. Always he? For yatra, yeah, I know. Because I spoke to him once, I was in temple, I was doing backup or something, or he was doing something and he said, Guruji, I cannot come this year. I asked him, I cannot come this year for yatra. I don't have So, some things which you may take very, for brahmacharis is yatra, chalo, kya problem? What is the problem? Mandir is there. What is the problem? How you want to go? AC, non-AC, flight, this, that. So, that is all okay. But you have to understand for others it may be their whole life's savings just to come for a yatra. So you should be sensitive also. Because this principle is very profound, but sometimes in a setting, in a social setting, it may be discouraging for others. By our actions, we may discourage this kind of principle to be followed. So, Prabhupada is quoting Tasyeva Hetu Prayatita Prabhupada. One should simply endeavor to increase his spiritual consciousness. One should not desire to do anything else, even to earn his livelihood. Prabhupada gave example of Madhavendra Puri. Would never go ahead to ask from food. Sridhar Goswami, Kasmad, Bhajanti, Kavayo, Dhana, Dharma, Dhananta. One should not approach a person blind with wealth. One should rather depend on Krishna and he will give everything. All the members of our Krishna Consciousness movement, whether they are Grihasthas or Sannyasis, should try to spend their Krishna with determination. And Krishna will supply all necessities. Process of Ajagara Vritti is very much appreciated in this regard. Even though one may be poor, he should simply try to advance in Krishna consciousness and not endeavor to earn his livelihood. Okay?
Now we sensitive for others, but it is the correct principle. For us, we should apply it. In our life, we should try to follow for our own self. It is not what is given by global and Bhargava or what is given in Sutra. These are only the main thing. So we should of course follow in our own life, but what is good, but for others, we should like be sensitive. Sometimes we go that way, sometimes we are like very flexible for ourselves, very strict for others. It should not be there.
Yeah. Yeah, principle is in our own life also we have to apply and sensitively apply When we apply in our lives, then only we will be sensitive to others. ऐसा superficially तो नहीं हो पाएगा sensitive. And but I'm saying like most of us are brahmacharis, and some of the facilities which we get, I don't know, it may be sometimes laptop, pad, so many things which we may think are normal. I deserve it. So I'm in that context I'm saying. Even if we get it and we will be using it for our service, we still have to be sensitive when dealing with others. Not show as if it's okay for me. One should always feel that for some service I have received and things like that. Don't feel that at any point, Sanat Kumar who mentioned this, he was quoting Yamuna Mataji, feeling of entitlement. I am entitled for this. So he was, Yamuna Mataji said this is one of the greatest disease in ISKCON. Entitlement. I am entitled for this. I am a sannyasi, I am entitled for this. I am a brahmachari, I am entitled for this. I am temple president, I am entitled for this. Things like that. So she probably took a whole seminar in our ashram. Entitlement. So that principle. Which is obviously good, but like sometimes in ISKCON movement also, most of, I don't know, he should not endeavor to improve his economic condition. Anyone who is there who is not trying to improve his economic condition? Any Grahastha you have seen who is not trying to improve his economic condition?
We listen hard, we have so many things. So it is our bad approach. What should be our goal? It is not that we are supposed to try.
Yeah, but see, Prabhupada also never said, he encouraged. Because for preaching you need. Because you need facilities, you need money. And somebody has to work, somebody has to raise funds. Prabhupada encouraged. So I'm saying, you do all this also, but still be sensitive to those who are not having. So from that principle, sometimes you have to, because everyone is trying to improve their economic condition. But goal is not to, because it says to become a famous religionist, not to, with that mood you are trying to improve your economic condition. To become famous. Because sometimes why most of the people want to follow religion, like in ISKCON, in where we go Dhanu, this thing also. So one of the community or people who come, so uska child they went to Canada or somewhere. So they feel, ऐसा कुछ तो I heard, Afghan. Because they got connected to ISKCON, so they have, they got nice facilities or for material advancement. So people feel, why people want to get connected to some religion or something is because they feel they get some benefit or upliftment, monetary and things like that. People with that would also kind of follow. At the same time, one has to understand the principle in one's own life, practice it sincerely, because ISKCON is primarily a preaching mission. But then be sensitive to those who may be lower category and who are struggling with them also. We have to
Also, it happens in the same ashram.
God truly?
It also happens in the same Brahmacharya ashram.
Yeah, very much. Because everyone is coming from different social backgrounds. It happens.
Why he is getting
And somebody may be getting certain facilities and some other devotee may think why he is getting, why I am not getting. So then one who is getting facility, he has to be sensitive also, and one who is not getting, he also has to be having proper understanding. Both have to have. Then only it will be okay. Otherwise, either way, there is scope. If he is not sensitive, then also problem. If he is, the other devotee is not understanding the principle, then also problem. Either way, it will be problem.
For this certain service cannot be performed as
Therefore, we need more Krishna Dhamma. Constant engrossment in Krishna Dhamma. That's the only solution. Because mind will come up with many. This problem, that problem. Santushtasya nirihasya Atma ramasya yat sukham Tastat kama lobhena Avato rithehaya disha.
One who is content and satisfied and who links his activities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, residing in everyone's heart, enjoys transcendental happiness without endeavoring for his livelihood. Where such happiness is for a materialistic man who is impelled by lust and greed and who therefore wanders in all directions with a desire to accumulate wealth.
Santushtasya nirahasya swatma ramasya sukham. Content and satisfaction bring real happiness. Kutastha kama lobhena. But what to speak of those who are by kama lobha dhavato, they are running around here and there. Dhavato. Arthe yahaya disha. All the directions for gaining more wealth. Next verse is also very famous. It's a part of your memorization. Sada santushta manasa sarva shiva maya disha sharkara kantakadibhyo yathopanat padah shivam.
For a person who has suitable shoes on his feet, there is no danger even when he walks on pebbles or thorns. For him, everything is auspicious. Similarly, for one who is always self-satisfied, there is no distress. Indeed, he feels happiness everywhere.
Okay. Sharkara kantaka dibhyo. Sharkara means pebbles, kantaka, thorns, adivi, etc. Yatha upana pada shiva. But one who has upana pada, one who has shoes, there is no danger. Shiva, auspicious. Sada santushta manasa sarva shiva maya disha. One who is satisfied, he sees sarva disha, auspiciousness. So can you just imagine last few verses, what is the theme? Santushta. Why for a Brahmana, that's the primary quality. For a Brahmana, that's the primary quality, that's why that is being highlighted through various aspects. Brahmana means satisfied, santushta. So if he is not satisfied, how can he, one who is agitated, how can he guide others? One who is satisfied, he only can guide others. One who is agitated, he can agitate others. So he is agitated, so he will agitate others. By his agitation, मेरे जीवन में चल रहा है, इसने ऐसा किया, उसने ऐसा किया. He will speak like this only, so he is agitated. But one who is santushta, he only can help others in their problem to get satisfied. How can he help others? He will agitate others more. Therefore, Brahmana means santushta, satisfied. What that means? We are already beyond Brahmanas. We should be satisfied. So that principle of satisfaction in life is very, very important. That is being highlighted in this. Further mentioned, Santushtakena va rajan na varte tapi varina opasthya jeva karpanya graha palayate jana.
Dear king, a self-satisfied person can be happy even with only drinking water.
However, say only drinking water. Next.
However, one who is driven by the senses, especially by the tongue and genitals, must accept the position of a household dog to satisfy his senses.
Graha palayate janaha. Household dog. Graha palayate. And what ahopasthya jeva hai? Because he is always genitals, ahopasthya, jeva, tongue is making accept the position of graha palayate, heavy words. So why this is mentioned that Varina means just by drinking water. So in life, try to find happiness and satisfaction in small things. If you want to continue in spiritual life, in Brahmacharya ashram, for long term, then one should learn to cultivate happiness in small things. Not on big things. Big things are just service. But small things of doing something to please another Vaishnava, to hear, discuss Krishna Katha in association with other Vaishnava, these are small things. If one can find happiness and satisfaction in that, then he can continue. Big program, big preaching. I brought so many people, I preached to so many days. That is not where one should seek happiness or satisfaction. Because that is, again, ultimately we never preach to anyone, and by their own free will they come and we just are nimitta. But even if you think, then sometimes it may happen opposite also. You can do so much endeavor and nothing will happen. Nobody will come. Like I was expressing, our Yugal Kirtan Prabhu had come yesterday. So he was brahmachari with us for many years. Madan Mohan ji's first pujari also. So then I was telling Prabhu, I am going to this medical college. मैं आता ही नहीं है. मैं इतना मेहनत करके जाता हूँ. Nobody comes. That day I went 2 o'clock. I reached 5:30. 3.5 hours it took to reach there, and after going there 10 students came. That also after 5-10 minutes 2 came, after 15 minutes another 2 came, after half an hour another 2-3 came, and most of them are Mataji's only. So I was telling Prabhu, he is saying, "Nahi Prabhu, you continue, you don't know, you will get result. You will not get result now, but after they complete their MBBS, you will see." He is a doctor himself, and he is now doing masters. He was married. So he was telling, "No, you are doing right, you continue. You will not see results now, but after they pass from MBBS, you will." Because I see their schedule, they are all pagal ho jate hain wo log. They have no time only. Study, so much study, still fail. So many people fail. उनका 1 साल का फीस is 20 lakhs. Private college का 1 crore. And if they give some donation on top, it will go to 1.5 crore. Imagine, because if a doctor gives that much, how much he has to earn with interest. Yeah, that is just MBBS. Nowadays nothing gets done in MBBS. They have to do masters also. For another, you can imagine. And he said every year about 20 students fail also. They have to repeat the DA. Obviously. Yeah, people come with loan also. So I'm just saying, अरे रुको यार मैं कुछ और बात कर रहा था. Teaching was, I was saying that there is no happiness there because it's all. So we have to find happiness and satisfaction in small things we are doing in bhakti and ashram. That was side topic. We have to focus on the main topic. Main topic is satisfaction in small things of serving and pleasing Vaishnavas.
And what happened in that fishing result?
Which preaching? What I am going? Nothing is happening. That's what I am telling. I just Friday I went. 3 days back के story बता. But Prabhu is saying you better. I said okay. If he is saying I am continue despite so much hardship. So I was just saying preaching में up down चलता रहेगा. Sometimes you may get lot of result. Sometimes you may get less result. A real satisfaction should come from the main method, Dadati Prati Mainati, or sharing and hearing Krishna Katha. So that is, Prabhupada is reiterating that point in the purport of 18th verse. According to Shastras, a Brahmana or cultured person in Krishna consciousness will not enter anyone's service to maintain body and soul together, and especially not for satisfaction of senses. A true Brahmana is always satisfied. Even if he has nothing to eat, he can drink a little water and be satisfied. This is only a matter of practice. Unfortunately, however, no one is educated in how to be satisfied in self-realization. As explained above, a devotee is always satisfied because he feels the presence of Super Soul within his heart and thinks of him 24 hours a day. This is real satisfaction. A devotee is never driven by distractions of tongue and genitals, and thus he is never victimized by the laws of material nature. So I will share another story. Anyways, I am going anyways off direction today, so let's continue in off direction. So this one boy, he comes, so he was sharing the other day. So he goes to Vrindavan regularly, somehow he has got. So he was sharing, last time he went, he goes alone. So last time he went, so after 2-3 days he got he did Golden Parikrama and he fell sick. His fever, headache, body pain, everything. So he was lying in his room and he was feeling कि कोई मेरे को पूछने वाला भी नहीं है. I'm so tired. Generally when we get sick ना, then we need somebody to take care of us. Yes. So then he was feeling like that, and so then he thought his mother was also calling from home. अरे तू बता के भी नहीं जाता है, चले जाता है, और इतने दिन हो गए आया भी नहीं अभी तक, ये है वो है. I know both mother and so then he thought, okay, मैंने बरसाना नहीं किया, so let me go to Barsana at least before I return. So then, with all pain and everything, he leaves the room, puts his bag, and he's feeling so much pain, and keeping the bag, and he goes to, takes the tum-tum and goes to Barsana. And he reaches somehow, he climbs the Shiji temple. That is also a great effort with your health already collapsed. So then he went, and he was taking darshan, somehow he reached. He's taking darshan of Lalji, and so he said I had covered my face with like some cloth or something, and he was crying there. So he was crying and he was praying to Radharani. Like he was expressing his heart. मेरे को कोई पूछने वाला भी नहीं है इधर, मैं तो सफर कर रहा हूँ ऐसा. And suddenly one boy came, and he said, अरे भैया, why are you crying? क्या हो गया आपको? So then he felt, how he came and he asked me. So he said he had covered his face and he was crying, so that he was saying not many would observe. But that boy had come with his mother and they observed that he was crying. They were on the side and they observed that he was crying. So as soon as he asked that question, "Arey, why are you crying?" So he felt, "Arey, somebody asked me why I am crying." So he felt relieved. Somebody is asking me, concerned. So then he felt like Radharani is reciprocating. And then he said that he was talking to them and things, and then he thought, "I will do parikrama of Barsana." So as soon as he started walking, he said all my fever went, all pain went, everything went. I don't know how he went. And I did a whole parikrama, took the bag and took a train that night, and train means no booking. Just went in one train in Dabba. And then he came next day and he came back to home. So then I was thinking, so why I'm sharing this is sometimes one needs to be satisfied and see what Krishna or how they can actually they are actually providing for me at every moment. But I am not able to understand it, realize it, accept it. So sometimes we go through such situations and then we may understand that actually they are only providing for me. I am not able to understand and realize. And I think I am coming in between a prasad now, right? Okay, we will just read the translation for these next 2-3 verses. Just complete the satisfaction principle. Yes, 19.
Because of greed, for the sake of the senses, the spiritual mass, the spiritual strength, education, austerity, and reputation of a devotee or Brahmana who is not self-satisfied dwindle, and his knowledge gradually vanishes.
Satisfaction can have such consequences. All this will be dwindled. Yes, good. Next.
The strong bodily desires and needs of a person disturbed by hunger and thirst are certainly satisfied when he eats. Similarly, if one becomes very angry, that anger is satisfied by chastisement and its reaction. But as for greed, even if a greedy person has all the direction of the world or has enjoyed everything in the world, still he will not be satisfied.
The hunger thirst खाने से पूरा हो जाएगा by eating. One becomes angry, he will chastise. By chastisement he feels satisfaction. But they say greed is never satisfied. More you eat, it burns more. So that's the nature of. Prabhupada is quoting Bhagavad Gita. It is said that lust, anger and greed are the causes of conditions whose bondage in this material. Kam, Krodha, Lobh, Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna. When strong lusty desires for sense gratification are fulfilled, one becomes angry. This anger can be satisfied when one chastises an enemy. But when there is an increase in lobha or greed, which is the greatest enemy caused by Rajoguna, the mood of passion, how can one advance in Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada is telling this first paragraph. So dissatisfaction arises from greed. Because greed is difficult to conquer, dissatisfaction is hard to remove. इसलिए dissatisfaction नहीं रहता है. In this world we see people who are greedy, they are always dissatisfied. Whatever they get, whatever situation. But then Prabhupada is saying, where should greed be? Lolyam. If one is very greedy to enhance his Krishna consciousness, this is a great boon. Tatra lolyam ekalam moolam. This is the best path available. So greed should be for Krishna consciousness. Not anything of this world. Greed of this world. Okay, next verse, last verse. This question was answered, yes. What is the question and what is the answer? I forgot both. Yes, just tell them first. What is the question and what is the answer? You have to be satisfied. Tab tak answer Prabhu, I guess he said he is not satisfied. Please tell fast. And what is the question?
Sometimes you never yes.
Yes, yeah. What is the answer? Where is the answer? Any answer I get? Okay. Next.
O King Yudhishthira, many persons with varied experience, many legal advisors, many learned scholars, and many persons eligible to become president of learned assemblies fall down into hellish life because of not being satisfied with their position.
So uselessness of good qualities in presence of strong greed is shown. You may have lot of good qualities, but if strong greed is there, all those good qualities will be useless. So that is being shown in this. Huh? Uselessness of good qualities in presence of strong greed is shown. Good qualities will also become useless because greed will make you lose all those. Prabhupada says for spiritual advancement one should be materially satisfied, for if one is not materially satisfied, his greed for material development will result in frustration of his spiritual advancement. There are two things that nullify all good qualities. First, one is poverty. Daridra, dosha, guna, rashi, nashi. If one is poverty stricken, all his God qualities become null and void. Because daridra hai, poverty hai, so then other qualities nobody appreciates or it becomes into daridra. So it becomes, similarly, if he becomes too greedy, his good qualifications are lost. Therefore, the adjustment is that one should not be poverty stricken, but one must try to be fully satisfied with the necessity of life and not be greedy. So, neither be poverty stricken, but be satisfied with bare necessities. Very difficult, because it's a loop. When you try to come out of poverty situation, you get into habit of more, and then it's greed. It never gets fulfilled. For a devotee to be satisfied with bare necessities is therefore the best advice for spiritual advancement. Best advice, Prabhupada is saying. Then Prabhupada is talking about for devotional purpose, we may do big temple construction. He's giving example of Ramanujacharya, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. Therefore, temple construction is not bad, provided proper care is taken for propagation of Krishna consciousness. Even if such endeavors are considered greedy, the greed to satisfy Krishna, and therefore these are spiritual activities. But one should be careful in the process of doing some activity for Krishna consciousness. It should not become our second nature. So it is for satisfaction of Krishna. Yukta Vairagya principle is there. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhi. So that has to be taken care of. Okay, so we'll stop here. Because in the next section we'll start with one devotee was asking me, प्रभु जी आज तो आप 7th canto कंप्लीट कर देंगे, कल से 8th canto चालू करेंगे. मैंने कहा डोंट वरी, we'll not, we'll take our time.